My name is Cory Barlog, and I'm the game director for God of War 2. Well, we're here for the Sony PlayStation Store Metreon Midnight launch event. God, that's a mouthful. And you know, it's like everybody gets to come out, line up, and pick up the game at midnight, and kind of meet some of the people on the development team, and hang out with some of the people who did some of the voiceovers. And it is freaking awesome to be done with this thing, and to finally get it out there. Like, I've been waiting for a while to let people play this game and hear some responses. You know, I got kicked out of the studio about a month ago. I wasn't allowed to come back. No more notes. I couldn't give any more notes. I couldn't ask for any more changes. So, literally locked out of the studio. So now I've just been on pins and needles waiting for this thing to come out. So yeah, you're gonna get to see all the development team people. Well, not everybody, but a good cross section of people: the art director, the lead programmer, and also some of the voiceover peeps. So you get to see TC Carson, who is Kratos. He's going to be up here, as well as Carol Rougier, who's Athena. Kind of a larger part in the second one, and if we ever do a third one, maybe she's going to be an even bigger part. Who knows? Who knows about that? So she's down here as well, and then we also got Harry Hamlin. Big coup on that one. I'm super psyched about that, because we're all big Clash of the Titan fans. Like, I saw that movie when I was a kid. Really kind of, it inspired me, and I kind of go back to that one, reference it, just as Jason the Argonauts when we were making this game. So to be able to get him to play Perseus was awesome. You know, it was a really big thing. A lot of people said we weren't going to be able to do it, or like, well, you know, is anybody even going to recognize the voice? You know, and it's like, yes, they will. If you're a fan of Clash of the Titans, come on. You're like, oh my God, I know that. So it's huge. That was really big for us. He's a super cool guy. You know, he doesn't play games at all. You know, so it's pretty funny because he has no clue what's going on in the game. He's like, I don't know anything about games, but he had great stories to tell about working on Clash. What was my biggest fear of the handoff? My biggest fear was messing it up, you know, was screwing this game up so bad to the point where people were like, everything they said in the beginning, because when they heard that I was taking it over, they were like, who is this guy? Who is this noob? They used the N-O-O-B, noob, and they're like, David Jaffe's not working on it? This game's gonna suck, man. So I had that adversity to overcome. And, you know, part of it definitely stuck inside me of, you know, if I screw this up, I'm going to be making cell phone games or something like that. You know, I'm definitely not going to be rocking out where I was at before. So I really did not want to mess this thing up. And believe it or not, like, even all the way to the end, we were happy with what we had. We were psyched. We thought we have a great game here, but I'd be lying if I didn't say that it didn't keep me up at night thinking that I had somehow messed this up. Until we got a couple of reviews out there, I didn't sleep. I already look like crap normally, so like the whole matched luggage under the eyes, and I was like even worse. I was supposed to be on a break, but I was like, I can't sleep. I don't know how this game's gonna get received. So it didn't. Thankfully, it appears that I didn't screw it up. You know, I thought your guys' review hasn't come out, or maybe has. I heard somebody on their cell phone said that they saw the review and it's live, so it's pretty exciting. I'm looking forward to reading that. But anyway, the biggest thing is the fans. People who play the game, kind of hearing how they dig it, you know, because we took a lot of advice from things that they wanted in the game. So I'm eager to see if they felt we kind of lived up to the bar that we set for ourselves in the first game. No, I'm actually going to go work on downloadable titles after this. I'm done with story-based. I'm just kidding. It does end on a cliffhanger. And that was, surprisingly enough, that was a huge fear for me as well. That I wrote the story and I kind of showed it around to some people, and they were like, oh man, I don't know, cliffhanger, that's crazy. And I was like, yeah, but I love the idea of establishing a strong antagonist and then not killing him right away. You know, like, that would be great. So they're just like, all right, well, I don't know, that's pretty sketchy. So up until the end, it was still a fear for me. But as far as where does it go from here, the tagline kind of hints towards some stuff. But right now I can say that I'm working on the story. I've pretty much been working my entire break, writing drafts, doing outlines and stuff. So, you know, if the fans are into it, if we got some sales numbers and people are digging this game, and they're like, hey, let's do a 3, I'll be ahead of the game. I already got some stuff ready, so I'll definitely be doing it. Yeah, we are excited about the fact that we're bringing this to PSP. What I can talk about, we're not going to get into too many details about it, but what I can say is that it's not a port. It's not going to be God of War 1 on the PSP. It's not going to be God of War 2 on the PSP. It's its own separate story that connects to the tapestry of all of the stories. So if we do a third one, that will kind of, to me, be the conclusion of what the story we wanted to tell. Every game that takes place will kind of tie into that story. So it's one gigantic story that links together. None of them require you to have played the others, but if you do, you kind of go, oh wow, oh I get that. This is connected to that. It's really very long format storytelling, so hopefully it works. I can tell you it's probably not gonna be on the Wii. Oh my God, I'm gonna get more death threats because of that, aren't I? Oh my God, I'm just kidding. I don't think the Wii is terrible at all. Good God. No, it would absolutely be on the PS3 with maybe a little 6-axis, maybe a little rumble as well, because rumble's pretty badass for Kratos. So, you know, who knows? We'll probably see some of that as well, but we'll just have to see. Well, I would describe the difference probably different than what it seems people are saying in the reviews. I would say it's a huge difference. It's not huge as in like generational difference where people say, look at PS2 versus PS3. But I mean, Kratos, the model of Kratos in 1 and the model of Kratos of 2 in God of War 2 it's astounding, the quality difference. It's actually faster, it runs faster. We can get more characters on screen. All of our like new tricks, we have Bloom in this one that we didn't have in the first one. We have just a lot more art tricks that we were able to get, bigger, more expansive levels when you're running out to the horses, you know, comparing to that shot when you ran into Pandora's Temple. Kind of similar concepts and ideas behind going to that, but it felt like we pushed it even further. So I would say we've raised the bar a lot higher than what we did in the first. Yes, the level design between God of War 1 and God of War 2 has changed. Some philosophy changes, and then others just scope changes. Like, we've integrated puzzles a little bit more into the game, into the level design, so that, you know, the puzzles aren't just like you're segmented in one room and there it is, that's the puzzle and that's it. Sometimes we're really kind of filtering them out, you know, seeing a solution to a puzzle, but you have to go through the entire level before you get to come back, you know, and in there you're actually seeing 2 other solutions to puzzles you're gonna have to catch up to. So level design has gotten much bigger as well, the scope, which I think is pretty cool, because at the beginning of the game, I was like, we should do all this crazy stuff, you know, what about this, what about that? And everyone's looking at me like, you're crazy, man. Come on, we can't do that. And then they kind of put their heads together and they're like, oh, you know, I think we can do this. And they start coming up with some other solutions. And, you know, bar none, I think we have one of the best art teams in the business right now. These guys are just phenomenal. You know, I can't wait to see what we're gonna do on the PS3. So if you're watching this right now, God of War 2 is out. You need to go out, you need to pick the game up. Unless you already have it, then you need to stop watching this and you need to go back and you need to play. And if you finish it, play it again, because there's probably more stuff that you missed. Sweet.